Good morning. This webinar offers closed captioning. To enable closed captioning, click on the live transcript button on the bottom of the screen and choose your preferred method. Welcome to the City of Chicago Department of Business Affairs and Consumer Protection webinar. Please note any website or email that I mentioned will be posted in the chat box. For those seeking business licensing assistance, you can visit the Small Business Center at City Hall on the 8th floor or call 312-74-GO-BIZ. Also, business licenses can be applied for or renewed online at chicago.gov/Chicago Business Direct. If you are part of the BACP Entrepreneur Certificate Program, you can get credit for joining this webinar by sending an email to bacpoutreach@cityofchicago.org. If you want to learn about the program, please visit chicago.gov/businesseducation. Also, this webinar is being recorded and will be available at youtube.com/Chicago BACP. I will post the mentioned information in the chat box. We encourage attendees to ask questions. Please use the chat box to send your questions. There will be a Q&A session at the end of the presentation. Please note that the views, information, and opinions expressed during this webinar are solely those of the presenter and do not necessarily represent the official policy or position of the Department of Business Affairs and Consumer Protection or the City of Chicago. Today's webinar will be Effective Ways to Market Your Business, presented by Audria Hawkins, Outreach Director at Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses. Audria?
Hi, everybody. Good morning. So welcome to today's webinar, Effective Ways to Market Your Small Business. Today, I'm going to talk about just various ways that may be able to help you if in your business. I'm a business owner. I'm the outreach director for Goldman Sachs Small Businesses, so I can kind of, I guess, empathize with everything people go through when it comes to small businesses, as far as marketing, getting the word out. I am an entrepreneur, so again, I can empathize and I know the pains, the problems that you have as far as gaining and growing your business. So in order to survive as a business owner, and especially in today's marketplace, if you want to gain new customers, if you just want to grow the business, you have to market it. And there's so many ways to market the business these days that it's kind of limitless. And it's always evolving and always growing. And with the ground roots marketing, there's so many different things that you can do and so many avenues and ways to go that's kind of hard to tell. Like, what do I do? I'm trying to grow this business, but what do I do? So in this webinar today, we're just going to touch on various ways that can help you grow your business. Some you may be aware of and some you may not, but we're going to go through a lot of it. And again, we're going to go through like digital, we're going to go through some print marketing, but just the various things that can help. So again, obviously, because we are all small business owners, you may not do all of it, but take what you can from it and then throw the rest away. But again, it can be challenging. You know, we're going to dive in. So here goes. Today, we're going to start with small business marketing. I want to go over just some basic tips, kind of refreshers, then going over use Google, promoting your business online, using the online directories, social media, promoting in the community, and a few other ways of promoting your business. And then lastly, I also want to touch on the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses program that I work for. So now let's get to it. So to start, here's some of the small business tips. Obviously, being a small business owner or an entrepreneur, you want to know your audience. And again, I hear it time and time again, who's your audience? And everybody says, oh, it's everybody. Well, the fact is, it's not everybody. You want to target your audience. You want to make sure you know who's going to use your product and your services, who's going to actually be using it. Obviously, you know, you'll take anybody that will, you know, use your business or service, but the thing is, you want to target specifically who your customer is, and that's where you spend the money for marketing. You want to emphasize your value proposition. And what does this mean? Emphasizing your value proposition means that strongly think about how you differentiate from the competition. How do you differ? What makes you different, and why would somebody come to you versus your competition? So that is the part that you need to strongly emphasize when you are advertising. Like, for instance, if you're in an area where there's nobody else in the field, or they don't offer a service that you offer in your area, that may be the value proposition. I am the only one in this area, or I am the closest to you where you don't have to travel far. I am the only one that carries this product. I'm the only one that carries this product of this kind. So emphasize the value proposition is very important, because it then creates a desire for someone, a customer, to come to you because you are perhaps closer, you're in the area, you have the product that nobody else carries in the area. So always emphasize that. Stay focused on singular goals and objectives. Thinking about this, where you getting the biggest impact from what you're doing now? So I can say, if you rely on Instagram, if that's where you're getting the biggest impact, or TikTok, use that. So you always want to expand your marketing, whatever you do marketing wise, but you also want to stay focused on what's working, because that's going to keep bringing in the customers that you need while you are exploring the other avenues in marketing. You want to capitalize on short-term plays. So what does this mean? Whatever's going to get you the business right now, that's what you want to capitalize on. There's some things that we will touch base on as far as marketing that won't get you the immediate bang for your buck, but they will eventually get you customers. However, what you want to do is capitalize on the short-term plays. What's going to get you the goal and the bang for your buck right now? And we'll go into some of those. Double down on what works always. If it's working, make sure you keep it. It kind of ties into staying focused on the singular goals and objectives. So if it's working, keep doing that. And understand the power of existing customers. You always want to understand the customers that you have, or anybody who's bought your product. You always want to understand the power that they have as far as helping you gain new customers, because they have word of mouth. They have, positive advertising. Somebody sees what they have or the service that they got, and they'll ask them where they got it from, where did they do this, and they will recommend you if the service was great, or if it was something that they really love. Also, you can, and we'll go through a few other steps that kind of emphasize and tie into this, but understanding the power of an existing customer, if you have any marketing on that particular thing that they got from you. Those existing customers always bring you new customers if the experience is positive. Use free promo tools. I would say the promotional tools, if you can get something to give out to your clients, your customers, it's always good, because they see it, they remember it, they keep using it. And then it just kind of keeps your business in their memory or their eye. This one is a really good one. I would always say create a website. In today's age, you must have a website. Even if it's not an expansive one, if it's a web page, whatever it is, you must have a web presence. So again, if you have a lawn care service, get a web page. It has a couple sites, and it doesn't cost as much as if you got a full-blown elaborate website. But you must have something, and I'll go into that, and I'll tell you why. Consider blogging. Depending on the type of business you have, I would always consider blogging now. And if you have, if you know you're not really good at blogging, then maybe host a site and have someone on there that may be the host, and then you kind of tie into it. And I don't care what type of business it is, you can have a blog. It can be a blog on, again, I just throwing this out there, landscaping. You can blog about that. You can blog about anything today. You can blog about, if you have an apparel shop or whatever, you can blog about anything today. So blogging helps get the word out. And when you're blogging, you can advertise it on on social media, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, and then kind of tie all of it together to gain your audience. And I'll go into that. Promote yourself on social media. Important, very important. Some people say I'm not really good at that. You must. Facebook, if you have a Facebook page, most people do. There are a few people that do not. But if you have a Facebook page, create a business Facebook page. And I will talk about that. But create a business page and it connects to, you can connect it to Instagram. So whatever you post on Facebook, it automatically goes to Instagram. And whatever you post on Instagram automatically goes to Facebook. So you can do that. TikTok has been wonderful for a lot of companies and a lot of businesses, a lot of services. It has gained a lot of traction. And I'll actually talk about that. Collaborate with influencers. For those people that really don't know what an influencer is, an influencer basically is someone who has a large following. They may not be a celebrity, and sometimes they are. Celebrities are always influencers, but you have a lot of influencers that gain a name on social media just because of their following, just because of what they're talking about. So you always want to collaborate with an influencer, no matter what it is, no matter what type of business you have, because they can help. They have the following, they have the followers, they have people that listen to what they say. So collaborating with them, depending on the type of business, can be very, very, very helpful for your business. Stick to a social media posting schedule. Whether you have it, whether you have a relative, a son, child, daughter, whoever, or you pay somebody to do it, make sure you stick to a social media posting schedule. So if you said, I want to post once a month, do that. Make sure once a month you post. If you want to post once a week, make sure, if it's every Monday, every Tuesday, whatever, make sure you stick to a social media posting schedule that gives some information about your business. So whatever that means. If you decide I'd like to post a blog or an article every week, make sure you do that and then tie it into your business. So people will then come to know that, oh, okay, they post something every week. Let me check to see what they posted. So they start to look for it because they've been regimented to look for whatever you're posting. So that's always, like I said, it's always a good thing, whether it's a service-based thing or whether it happens to be an actual product. Investing in ads. If you have the money, and I know that can be tight at times, investing in ads is usually a good idea, but just be strategic about where you do it. And I will go into that as well. Capturing prospects' information. This is really good, and it's going to tie into the next one when we talk about email marketing, and I will go into that in a little bit. But when you talk about capturing prospects' information, so if you do a show, any kind of event, try to get email addresses. Try to get people's information so that you can then add them to your list of contacts. So when you're blogging or posting something on social media, they will then get it. And then once they start to get it, if they like what they're seeing, they'll start to share that information as well. So not only do you have them, you have other people that they're going to start forwarding it to. Oh, I know that so-and-so does this, or this business does this. So then it kind of gains some traction. Every little bit helps here. So the email marketing, if you have a sale, if you have an event, if you're going to be somewhere out in public, whatever it is, you can then use the prospect's information and send them an email saying, hey, we're going to be here. Visit us here, check us out, or we'll be selling this. The more people start to hear about you on a regular basis, the more they start to remember who you are, which also kind of ties into the leaning into the word of mouth. Word of mouth is amazing. Word of mouth can get you so much business. All of this is good. Social media advertising, all of it's important, but people can help or ruin your business because bad word of mouth, and we all know, spreads like wildfire. So bad word of mouth can ruin a business, whereas good word of mouth can also help your business. And also it may help you if you have a good reputation, a good word of mouth, good product, and everybody, loves what you're doing. It can then lead them to say, to this person who could help your business. Ultimately, it just can, that word of mouth can get into the right mouth. And then they say, oh, this person really needs help, or I think they'd be a great fit for your company or whatever. So that good, positive word of mouth can always be good. Manage relationship with CRM, customer relationship management. Managing relationships is also very good. I did a seminar before on relationships, and relationships are always good. Stay connected with your clients, stay connected with the businesses that you do business with, business to business, and keeping in contact, always following up. Is there anything I can do to help you? You use our product, you use our service. Let me follow up to see how can we make it better? When can we connect again? When can we meet again? But managing that relationship is always great. And then connecting with other local businesses is really amazing. I think in this day and age, businesses have learned that, and particularly small businesses have learned how to rely on each other and network and help each other grow their businesses, because that's what's helping you grow today. There's so many ways we could go with marketing, but connecting with other local businesses, I think, is amazing, and we all grow and learn from each other. So I think that's been a great spot for us to touch on, and we'll go back into that in a little bit. So anybody
Audria,
have
we
any
do
questions?
have 2 questions come in.
Huh?
We did have 2 questions come in.
Okay.
What would you recommend if you pivoted your business and don't have customers with your new focus? Example, you are a barber and now you're going to become a baker, not related and totally different customers.
Okay. So I would, if it were me, I would probably get a website if I could afford it, even a web page, something for people to remember you as. I would also still rely on some of those relationships that I had as a barber and let them know that I have the new business and that I need help with the business. You know, here, spread the word. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, because they were still, it was a different area, but they still were customers. And if you're a baker, everybody eats sweets, everybody eats that stuff. So I would get a website. Here's my website, you know, to all of your barber customers. That helps. I'm just saying, go connect with them. Once you get all of your marketing together, here's my card, here's my product, whatever you have. Here, check me out to the barber clients. And then I would use everything that I have to kind of tap into events. I would tap into any little bit that I could help to just kind of gather prospects, I could say, and let people know your name is out there. Even if it's a small event, hey, I can do this event for you. And just start to get your name out and the word that you are doing business in this new capacity. That's what I would start doing, because I have baked and I have done that. There was something else I was going to tell you. What I did mention is chambers. The chambers help if you are in a particular area and you have a new business. Once you get your marketing materials together, because that is a must, I would tap into all of the businesses. I would go around to every business that had food, even if they have food, even if they have desserts, whatever. I'd say, here's my card, I bake, I can bring you a sample. The chambers are really good too, as far as promoting your business, any new businesses. So if there is, if you're in the city, every single area has a chamber of commerce that they kind of work with the small businesses in their area. So they're always good to tap into, because they know all of the businesses in the area, and they can tell you who's doing what. So that, I think that's a great avenue and a way to kind of start seeing what's out there and then seeing who I can tap into.
Okay, great. And the second question was, are there any recommendations for free email marketing resources?
Actually, there are a few. I can jot them down, but there are a few that have free email marketing services. So I got to remember them, but there are a few. I'll try to look them up and put them in at the end of the chat. I can remember. I'll make a note here. So is that it for now?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right. So you guys think of any questions, please let me know. So my first one, I said, use Google. Okay. Everybody's familiar with the word Google, but Google can do so much for you. Using Google to promote your business is a no-brainer. It captures more than 90% of the market share, and it's the best way to get out in front of customers that are actually seeking solutions. So they are, I would say, probably by far the best way to get your business name out there. So I don't even know, I can't see a show of hands of who uses, who has a business and uses the Google business profile. But if anybody uses, if you haven't done it and you have a business, please go in and create a Google business profile. What is this? So I don't know if everybody knows what it is. If you have a business, and particularly a website, you can just go in and create, just Google business profile, and you can go in and create it. So when somebody's searching for your business or just searching for a business, your business, the more they search, the more you come up, the more you will get at the top of the list. Google is getting better and better at catering its results to like whatever the searcher is looking for. So I put some instances here, an example here for people to see, like where it says computer fixing pros don't overpay. Whatever you put when you set up your Google business profile, it will come up. Whatever your buzzwords are, your keywords are, it will come up. So the key to using a business profile is to promote your business. You have to verify it. It'll tell you, it'll send you emails. You have to verify it. Google has to verify that that business actually exists because they want to make sure there's no fraud going on. And once they verified it, you'll be up as the owner. You can control your hours. You can tailor like what hours I'm open, what holidays you're open, what products you have. And the more people start to find you through the search, the more you'll come up, which I think, like I said, Google Profile Manager is amazing. SEO. This term, if you haven't heard it, you'll hear it more often. SEO is search engine optimization. This is what it looks like here. If you look at a small business here on the right, it shows small business. These are small businesses that come up when you Google them. Search engine optimization is basically where it's another function of just being online and Google that when you set up a business, then you put in certain buzzwords. So I'm going to take like the baking example that I just had. So say if it was a baking business, you want to put in baking so when people are searching for baking, if there's a location, if you do cupcakes, if you do whatever, you put in these little buzzwords, and then they'll come up when people are searching for baker or a bakery or whatever. And then you move to the top of the list. But search engine optimization kind of focuses on keywords and buzzwords that you have in your business. And that's how they find you with Google. And if you look here, like I said, on the right, you can see these companies, they're showing up when you Google, this says family portraits and this comes up. So again, Google SEO, search engine optimization, you'll hear it again, are very good, and it is free when people are searching. But search engine optimization is actually really necessary and required now when you're setting up your business. I mentioned before creating a business blog. A blog is not like, you don't have to create like a diary. It's not a live journal, but you can create blogs. And some people are afraid. I've heard people say, well, I don't know what to do. I'm afraid of it. But it is something that I think can be very useful for a lot of reasons, because you can say you have an apparel business, clothing, whatever. You can create a blog on fit. You can create a blog on, why my product is better. One of the things to do, I will say, in a blog is to make sure it's not always talking about your product. It's talking about something in general, but it is kind of giving your voice and lending your voice to whatever the content is or the information that you're providing in the blog. So it gives you a chance to talk about a subject. It also gives you a chance to chime in on the subject. And at the same token, it's coming out from your business. So people want to hear what you say. And the more you become recognized, the more people want to hear what you have to say. They want to hear your voice. They may ask you questions. And then you'll start to get ideas and questions as far as, what should I do about this? Because you become more trusted in what you're saying. So again, this is the time you can use your voice. And keywords, this is also one I want to say, if you look on the right, these questions and terms are keywords. And the more you kind of focus on an area around these keywords, the more opportunities you have, and the more opportunities you'll have to come up in a blog. So say you're talking about, clothing fits today, or clothing styles, or whatever, particular retailer, an opportunity. Because your blog had these particular names in it, these keywords, when people do a search, yours will come up. So here's some great blog posts that can be on the right. I put in some that can be kind of fun. The how-tos and instructional posts. People love to know how to do something. How do you do it? Resources are always good. List of strategies and resources, like the top 10. You can create a blog and say, these are my top 10 picks for something, whatever it is. If it's lawn care, you can say, here are my best tips for keeping your grass, green in the summer. People love stuff like that. Q&A or an interview write-up with an industry expert. If you know somebody that's an expert in their industry, that's always good, because people always want to hear what they have to say. So I think, these are some of the things that you can think about doing when you have a blog. Guest posts, testimonials. You can do things that are seasonal, like this is our Christmas blog or whatever. So there's so many ideas that you can use when it comes to creating a blog, no matter what business it is. So I think they can be fun and people are afraid of them. Another thing you can do, we're still talking about Google, is share your content. A blog that shows your expertise is always great. So now you want to promote it. Okay, so you have your blog, you've created your blog, it's great. You may have posted it on your website. Now you want to share it. So share whatever blog you have. And the more you are out there on social media, the more you will get recognized. So social media, I'd use newsletters. I would put links, whenever you have something, put a link to that particular blog so that people click on it and then become aware of it. And the thing is, even if they don't watch all of it or, listen to all of it, it still is in their mind. Oh, I saw this blog with this. It stays on their minds. Again, sharing on, like I said, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. People use it, pull it out. Things go viral. The strangest things go viral. So you never know. But once you've put it out there, it's going to start promoting itself. Again, viral. If you have the money, let's talk about running Google ads. If you have the money, oops, sorry. Okay, so if you have Google money, I would say that try to run a Google ad, because again, Google gets so much exposure. It's a good way to go. Again, the thing is, you have to decide if that's going to work for you. Google is a great tool. Google has the largest share of search engine traffic, and that's why I really do love it. The only thing I don't like is that it's social media. So you kind of, not that I have anything to hide, but I will say that everything you have about your business is kind of going to be out there. So like I said, I do love what it can do for your business. That I'm going to say for sure. But they control the largest share of search engine traffic. So I would definitely say that, they're a great resource and a great tool. Anybody have questions before I go forth? I see.
Yes, a few questions just came in.
Yeah.
We opened our business. It's a restaurant sports bar. We have Google, Facebook, and Instagram, but no people yesterday. I changed the menu. The menu is a cuisine from Yucatan, Mexico, south of the country, and Mediterranean cuisine. What do you think I should do?
Are you running an event, any events or any specials? That I need to know. That's important. I would say run events and specials to get them in the door. Again, you want them to come in. Sounds like you have a great business, a great service, something people would want. I don't know if location is an issue. I'm not saying it is, but specials to get people in. Go around to the local businesses is something I would try. Any businesses that are around the area, instead of relying on, social media, that kind of thing. I would go around personally. I got time right now. It's a new business. I got a little time where somebody has time. Take these specials, take these coupons, take these happy hour, whatever it is to get them in the door initially. So again, events, go around the local businesses and say, hey, we have a happy hour special. I'm just making this up off the top of my head. Hey, we have this going on. And send people by, or people come by, and you can partner with local businesses too. That's a thought off the top of my head. If you send somebody over, we'll give you $5 off or whatever. So getting people in the door is what you need right now. It sounds like. So whatever you can do event wise, traffic wise, it's summer, it's a great time. I mean, to get people in the door. If you know somebody that makes margaritas, hey, have margaritas. Whatever price you want to have them to get people in the door. People love that. But tying into the local businesses is usually kind of good too, because people always want a place to go. If it's after work, I'm not sure if your hours off, it's after work, lunch hour, or whatever. So I would definitely say try events. That would be where I would probably start to get people just to know who we are in the door.
Okay, great. Next question. Do surveys ask your customers what they want? Survey your inventory, what food sells best, what time and days are the busiest? And then the next question, how often do you post?
Okay, so that was two separate questions, right?
Yes.
Okay, the survey one, you can have, the survey can ask any questions you want. If you have a survey, was that the question? Can you tailor your surveys when they are created?
It seems to be what the question was asking. Do your surveys ask customers what they want? Survey your inventory.
You can you can tailor that survey to ask whatever you want, however you want it. You can leave it open-ended, meaning you can have a survey that asks open-ended questions or closed-ended, meaning you can have a survey that will answer yes, no, maybe. You can have a survey that answers whatever question you decide. You can have the survey where it answers rated on a 1, 2, or 1 to 10 or whatever, 1 to 5. You can also have open-ended questions where you can have the person answering, you can ask it a question and leave it where the person can answer whatever they want. And you make it where it's not just a yes or no answer. That becomes the open-ended. So they have more input and more control over answering, as opposed to just clicking a button, yes, no, maybe, that kind of thing. So yeah, but you can tailor a survey to however you want it specifically. What was the last one again?
And actually, this goes into the next question. How often do you post and how often should I blog? So the frequency.
It depends on the business. How often? It depends on the business, to be honest with you, and your time. Let me say that. How often should I blog? Blogs take a little bit more time. I would honestly say, if some people blog every week, some people blog every other week, some people blog once a month. So blogging is a personal choice. And again, it depends on the time that you have, honestly. Posting, if you have a business, I believe that regular posting, and if you know you can't do it, get someone else that, maybe in the family or whoever, that can take on the task of posting, or a friend that can post for you. But the more you post, the more people start to see you, the more you're out there, and the more your business name is out there when I say that. So posting, like I said, if you post on, you can connect Instagram and Facebook. If you post on one, it automatically goes to the other. So if you wanted to post once a week, every few days, I mean, it's a lot. That's a lot. But, posting at least once a week, something should be doable. I mean, even if it's to say, hey, everybody, we got this special, we got something new in, come check us out. It can be that simple. You don't have to make up something fancy when you post. And some people don't mind just creating a little post themselves of, maybe perhaps with their logo behind them, or with the logo up to say, hey, come check us out. We got this going on. So posting should be regularly. You should be doing that all the time, I would say. Okay, is that it?
Do you use or recommend a software program to help you with the marketing calendar?
Oh, no, there's so many. There's so many, to be honest with you. I don't really use a marketing calendar. I just kind of strategically lay it out. when I'm going to do it, but I'm probably not as good as I should because I'm doing it myself, but I know what I should be doing. If that helps. But no, I don't have a marketing calendar that I would recommend specifically. I actually use Wix. So I just kind of use Wix, the apps on Wix, because that's where my website is.
Okay, great. That is all the questions right now.
Okay. All right. So promote using online directories. Important. We talked about Google for sure. Customers routinely visit online directories when they need something, specifically for a vet or anything else that fits their needs. They Google and they go in and they do a little search and to find out, where can I find this? And if it's local, if it's in the area, where is it? Here is a few on the right. I put in where it says sites. Google is my number one. Yelp is also very, very good. You can get a Yelp business profile, they'll verify it, and it's pretty easy. Facebook is really good. TripAdvisor, Angie's List, the Better Business Bureau, Glassdoor, Foursquare, Yellow White Pages, Bing. They're all really, really good. On the left, I kind of gave you some examples of what it looks like when you go through it and you do a search for something. So if you're looking for a seamstress, this is what comes up. Like you see on Yelp, top 10 best sewing and alteration in Farmington, New Mexico. So you can see here what people are, when you search, what comes up. And this is, pretty easy to do. Like I said, Yelp is easy, Google is easy. And once you get on one, they start to kind of pull from the smaller ones, pull from the larger ones. So once you get on one and set it up, others will start to see. But you get more traffic whenever your name starts to pop up, and the more it pops up, the more sites you get, the more people click on your website. It helps. One of the things I will say, like on Wix, and I think you can do it with GoDaddy, is once you have your website, you can then start to get notifications when people click on your website. So that may help you kind of gauge whether you're getting traffic to your website or not. I don't know who does that. I do it. So I want to know who's looking at it, and it'll tell me somebody hit the website. They clicked on the link, they looked at the website, and it'll tell me where they're from. So some may be from Chicago, some may be from Arizona, some may be from wherever, but I like that feature because I just want to know that people are looking at my website. And if they're not, I need to do something different. So I think that's a great tool. Optimize your listings. I love this screenshot because it has unoptimized and optimized. And one of the things is, it is important that when you are on, say for instance, Google, or you have a listing on Yelp, wherever it is, make sure as many boxes are filled as possible. On the left on the screen here, you can see your unoptimized, showing when you come up, and you can see versus optimized, and you can look at the difference. There's a big difference between the unoptimized and the optimized. You want to get photos on it if you can. You want to make sure you have your website up. You want to make sure that there's reviews and ratings, whatever the category is. You want to have a little description of it. So optimizing it is really good. If you have any reviews on there, good or bad, you want to make sure you address them. Just send a little hit back, go on and say, thank you for, such a great review. If there's anything else we can do to help you, that would be great. We appreciate the feedback that you've taken the time to do it. But those are things you want to do. But the unoptimized site is kind of a waste of space for your business, because it shows you, but it's not doing anything for you besides giving a phone number. And I do see a lot of businesses that don't have anything on their listing when it comes up. It's totally unoptimized. So I think that is really important to just Google yourself and see what it is that's in there and make sure it's fully optimized, because this can be a great, great, great resource for you. Collecting reviews online. Make sure that if you have anybody that comes into your business or anybody that says, oh, that was really great service, try to get them to write in a review. Reviews help. They always help. I am one who looks at reviews. If you've ever shopped on Amazon, do you look at reviews? Yes. And we look at what people said on the reviews. So same thing, same rule applies. If you have a business, people want to see whether the review is good or bad. If I look up a restaurant, I'm like, ew, let's read the reviews. If it's a restaurant I've never heard of or don't know, I look at the reviews. So people do look at reviews. And we don't think about that as, entrepreneurs or small businesses, but it is really kind of important. And because this kind of goes to word of mouth. So testimonials are great on your website, but again, on your reviews on your platforms like Google or Yelp or Facebook or whatever, that's where it becomes more important, because people are not going to go to your website to look at your review. They're going to go to what they see here. Any questions about that so far? Okay.
We did have two come in. Is there a cost to put your business on these sites? I know Google is free, but what about the others?
Yelp is free too. Yelp has a free one as well. Same thing. Yelp will try to get you to pay later. Like we can, if you want it optimized or whatever, but you don't have to pay. It's free.
Okay, great.
Go ahead.
Second question, can I create a Google business account for an online only business?
Yes.
It seems like it is only for a brick and mortar.
No, it's for online. If you Google Amazon, they have them too. You can Google businesses that I would, if it were me, I would Google businesses that are online based only and see how they came up. And then kind of tailor mine, like there's ones that were successful. I always look and see what's out there. So if there was an online business that I wanted, that I knew was a successful one, I would look to see how it was showing on Google and Yelp, and then kind of mirror my business after that is what I would do. How it showed up.
Perfect. Those are the two questions that came in.
Okay. Okay, we'll continue. So going on responding to reviews, make sure you try to respond to reviews, whether they're negative or positive, and I mentioned that. And how to promote your business on social media. Okay, Facebook is my number one. I'm not a total fan of Facebook, but I am for what it does for business. So I'm not at any way advocating for Facebook, but I am saying, because I don't post personally, I'm not one to post, but for business, that's totally different. And I have it totally separate from business. But this is a free way to get your business out there. Really, it is. The most popular ways are Facebook and Instagram, which are linked together. Well, you can link them together. So if you set up one, make sure you connect them. So it does the work for you. You post on Facebook, it goes to Instagram. You post on Instagram, it automatically posts on Facebook. So that's one time and it goes to both. LinkedIn, Twitter. Twitter probably would be my least. Depending on the business, we do Pinterest or Reddit. So, but my number one as far as the exposure, and simply because the number of people that are on Facebook, it allows you to reach highly specific audiences, and you can target the user profile, how you want it to show, and basically kind of do it there. So I would say prioritize it and use it. Like I said, if you're not a Facebook person, you don't post, that's not the point. Use it to your advantage as far as your business goes. So you want to create a Facebook business page with your contact information. You want to use Facebook events to promote and maximize anything going on. And if you can also run live sessions, which is important and kind of cool, because if you're out somewhere at a business event, you're attending an event and you say, hey guys, look, I'm at this event. We're live here. We're with people like to see that. For whatever reason, people like to see it. And if your business is constantly doing stuff like that, then they're like, oh, wow, they're always out. They're doing this, they're doing that. So people then start to recognize and tie you with being out in the community. And there's just so much you can do. If you had new product come in and you're like, hey guys, look, I got new product. I'm on Facebook Live. I got new product coming in. Or, hey, we had a service. Hey guys, we have a new service. We have this person doing it. We have this. So there's always things you can do on Facebook Live to kind of help promote the business. I'll connect and contribute on LinkedIn, another important resource. People forget about LinkedIn. LinkedIn started as a place that was business, people looking for jobs, post your resume, people find you online. And then it kind of started as that, but LinkedIn has now progressed to so much more than just your resumes and looking for a job. You can post about your business, you can post various articles, and this is also a way to promote other companies, but yet you're promoting your own. So different discussions. So whatever industry you may have or your business in, you can always post various articles about that business, and then, or about what's going on in the industry that'll tie in and link to your business. And they're like, oh, wow, you're really in touch because you're promoting this. I mean, and whether you're in touch or not is not the issue. The issue is you're posting about different events happening in your industry. And I would still keep it very neutral as far as opinion based, but you're just posting your business and posting about what's happening out there. So it provides various perspectives, and it also, raises awareness for your business while also promoting group discussions. Twitter is another one. It's free. I think Twitter is probably my least. It would say my least as far as promoting your business, but it's a good platform to have, and it's a good one to be on and have an account with. It's free. Free is always good. And it's just to even promote, if you said, if you had a group discussion, a perspective about something, whatever's happening in the industry, and you just wanted to post about it on Twitter, it's always a great platform to have because it's free. So you can just, simply post articles or post something that somebody posted or tweeted about, and it just has your business. So again, it is free. Engaging, let's talk about engaging your audience on social media. So despite being one of the most recently launched social media platforms, Instagram is huge. I will probably put it under Facebook. Well, TikTok will be I don't know, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram are probably top, I'm gonna say. I can't rank them right now. But anyway, Instagram is technically the third most popular platform. And why? Because it's very diverse. You can put short stories on it, you can put images on it, live stories, highlights, anything on Instagram. You can sell on Instagram. So you can promote anything you want on Instagram. And it is sometimes, again, being, if you're technologically savvy, not technologically savvy, you may have some challenges, play around with it. You can run contests, you can do so much on Instagram, and the audience is so broad. That is the kind of cool thing about Instagram. It's so broad that you can reach so many people just from promoting whatever you have, a new business, a new item, a service, whatever it is, post it, and people, they typically respond to it. And YouTube now, YouTube has exploded. It is a great, I will say, really a good resource. Just like we're on this call, on this webinar, this is going to be posted on YouTube. If you have a blog, it can be posted on YouTube. You can do so much with it. So video marketing, promote your business, YouTube lets you do it, and it is free. So, little money, no money, free is always good. So putting together like a quick overview of your business, uploading it on YouTube, and people see it. And it'll go into whatever category that you post it under. So if it's, again, whatever your service is. So just because we're talking about marketing, no business can be excluded from marketing. Again, if it's a doctor, a lawyer, a service, a this, that, none of it can. If it's a cleaning service, whatever, can benefit from some of these things because we're all in the same boat as far as the marketing goes. We all need it. So again, YouTube, let's see. Pinterest is what it is. For those that know Pinterest, typically you're posting a lot of pictures, but you can use it to drive business to your business and drive people to the site. just because it is a lot of pictures. I use Pinterest for a lot of home things, and then they'll have the link for whatever, where to buy it or where to use it. So although you're not really buying on Pinterest, you can use it to find what you want. And if it's a look you like, if it's a service you like, you can find where to go find it. One of the things I do find with Pinterest is typically female based, meaning a lot of women look on Pinterest. And I'm not saying all women look on Pinterest. I'm not saying men don't, but I am saying it has been typically skewed towards a female demographic. TikTok launched in 2016, but it's already surpassed Twitter, LinkedIn, Snapchat, because TikTok is everywhere. Everybody's on TikTok. Millionaires have been made on TikTok because the exposure is huge and the time window is so short for the videos. So you feel like you can you can give a good punch in a short amount of time, and people see it and they move on and they're like, oh, that was great. So I also believe TikTok is fabulous. If you have a business, a service, you want to demonstrate how to use an item, or my business is this, make it fun, make it quick, make it quirky, people respond to it and it goes viral. So I think TikTok is for everybody, and older people think that they can't use it. They can. Make a quick video, have somebody make one with you. It is so fast that I think this is probably the coolest way to get your business out and for stuff to go viral. One of my opinions.
A few questions came in.
Okay.
Do you recommend Facebook groups? If so, how do you find Facebook groups that will allow you to promote?
Usually the Facebook groups, you can do a search on for whatever it is you're looking for. You can do a search on Facebook and the groups will come up. And then you can see I read what they're about, is what I usually do. I read what they're about. And then I will say ask to join based on if I think it's something I want to join, is the way I have done it in the past. So again, I look at it, and if it's something I want to join, I ask to join the group. And usually if you have something, you can read on there too. When you read when you ask to join, they'll usually have some questions for you. And depending on the group, they'll let you promote your business on there. So just depends on what it is.
Okay, great. Next question. How do you come up with regular, relatable content for social media?
Oh, it's hard. Depending on the business, it's hard. I'm not going to lie to you. It does require you to look. It requires you to be in touch with what's going on. If you subscribe regularly, let me give a business that, okay, let me think about conceal and carry. All right, conceal and carry is a hard one, yet an easy one, I think, because there's so much, like, how do you find information on conceal and carry? I mean, in Illinois, you're like, okay, it's, firearms, you get a license. What do you do? What do you say about it? That's a hard one. So typically what I think for something like that, I'd get into various groups. I sign up to get various emails. And once you start getting emails, you start posting about stuff like that. If there's and so for that, like I said, what makes your job easier is to get email, like subscribe to different papers or magazines or whatever that you get an email. And if you look through them, look and see if there's an article you like and and it ties into your philosophy, whatever, if it fits your business model, then I will post about that. I also scour YouTube. I will say I scour YouTube for whatever topic it is I'm looking for. So if it's a topic and I look at the video, please this is something to tell you, look at the entire video before you post it, because you want to make sure that you are in agreement or it fits who you are as a company, what they're saying in the videos before you post anything. Okay. So be sure to do that. Read and know the content of everything you post and everything you blog about and everything you put on your website, because one thing could kind of mess you up as far as, today, as far as if you're posting something and it's not really the way I feel, or I just wanted to post something, I didn't really read it, it could kind of screw you up. So just make sure you understand, read, know, everything that you're posting about, everything that you post, everything you put on your website. So, but yeah, emails that you get in the regards, whatever industry you're in, help. I think YouTube, I scour YouTube videos, I scour the internet, I do Google. Okay, what is it being said about? I'm not in conceal and carry, guys, but if there's something about conceal and carry, let me see if there's a new article, a new law. Is there a new handgun that's being banned? If there's a new, whatever is happening, or if it's something good, good is always good. So if there's a good article, I'm sorry about that noise. But anyway, if there's a good article about, whatever your industry, good news is always great. People want to hear it. So it can be time consuming to find something to post. I'm not gonna lie, but it's worth it. But I will just always say, read through and listen to everything that you post about.
Great. One more question. Can you separate your personal Facebook account from your business account?
Yes. Yeah, there's a Facebook business page you want to set up. Yeah, but I think it has to tie into a personal. Meaning it's totally separate, but they want you to have a personal one before you set up. You can't just go in randomly and set up a business one.
Okay, great. That's all the questions right now.
Okay. All right, guys. So join online communities. LinkedIn is a great, the various groups in LinkedIn can be good. We just talked about that. The groups in Facebook can be great. But again, read the groups that you that you Google or search for, read what they are totally about and see if that is something that you want to be a part of. It's a great way to build relationships. It's a great way to connect. And like I said, I mentioned before, and I didn't put that in here, are the chambers. I work with our Chamber of Commerce. They have been phenomenal. There's always an event. They meet for coffee. They have partnered with a lot of the other local chambers. And I think there are 4 or 5 chambers together. I think there's 5 that meet for coffee every month. So it's for an hour, 8:30 to 9:30. You meet for coffee every month and talk about our businesses, and everybody gets to talk about what's going on, what's new in their business. So things like that helps you become really part of the community. It helps you know what's happening, and for other businesses to learn that you are there, for you to use them and for them to use you. It has been a great resource, I will say. So again, if you can partner with any of your chambers that are near you, it is definitely worthwhile, especially if they're active. So the more active they are, the better it is. But here I just put something up like home inspection. So there were home inspectors groups. Who knew until I saw this one. So home inspector, there's various groups that you can be part of. So any industry you're in today, you can always become part of the group, but they know you're out there once you become part of the group, and you know they're out there, and then you feed off of helping each other. I mentioned before an influencer marketing collaboration. Try this. Again, I put information in here because even if you wanted to just read this without my voice, I tried to put as much information here as possible about everything. So influencer marketing collaboration. Always try it if you know somebody. Say, for instance, you know somebody that has quite a few followers, and you want to try to tie into them if they, have the same mindset. And let me say this, same thing as when I said read everything. Know something about the influencer that you may want to partner with, because again, you don't want somebody that has a bad reputation. Perhaps not all the time you're going to know, but you don't want somebody to have a bad reputation and then you're partnering with them for your business, because you don't want that to overflow and to kind of hit who you're connected with. So at the bottom of where the influencer marketing collaboration, this is an example of maybe how you can work with them without necessarily paying them. You might want to offer them a month of free classes in exchange for a review. And they have a number of followers, so they can actually get your business out there, and you gave them a month free classes. And they reviewed you on social media, and it went out to 10,000 people. Hey, what better way to get your advertising out there? But collaborating the partnership, whatever way you want to do it, whether you want to pay somebody, that's fine. But make sure that, you get a person who is an influencer in the field, and they would have, it'll be great for you. So you don't want to just get any influencer. You want to make sure that person can be the influencer that you need them to be. Social media advertising. This is huge today. Before we were used to like print advertising. If you are on Facebook at all, and again, I'm not a big Facebooker, but I know when I've searched for things on Facebook, you go on Facebook now, you see everything in that category. So if it's done right, paid social media can be a great resource for you. And why? These are the advantages of like social media advertising. And again, not just Facebook, but any of the other ones too, Instagram, whatever. Familiarity, meet people on the channels that they use the most, cost effective, you reach a larger audience for less money, so you get more bang for your buck. Supporting content, your organic posts serve to support your sponsored posts, which means that once you search for something, then you'll start getting the advertising for it. So say somebody searches for something and then now your information is going to start to come up because they've searched for something in your product category or service. Brand loyalty, attracting more followers to your accounts helps build community and loyalty around your business, because people, if they see it, and even if they don't purchase that time, because I am known to do that, and I think it's just kind of human nature. If I see something and I don't want to buy it right then I may click a like button to that company. And that begins brand loyalty, because, oh, I know them. I didn't buy anything, but now I remember them. I know them. So I want to go back and purchase later. I want to keep them on my radar. And it kind of creates a loyalty to that company. And analytics, know what's working so you can allot your budget accordingly. So if you find out something's not working, you may want to stop it because I tried it, it's not working. But if you find out it is working, that can be something that you definitely want to go forward with. I'm going to try to wrap this. I'm trying to go faster because I got to go over Goldman Sachs stuff. How to promote in your community. And this is important. Online, social media, Google, all that stuff is great, but you also want to make sure that your community is aware that you are there. Just like the restaurant asked the question, you want to make sure they know you're there. And, there are a lot of restaurants in Chicago. There's a lot of restaurants all over, to be honest, but you want to make sure you're tied into them. So part of your chambers or whatever groups are active in the area, a good way to start. Local press. And usually if you are part of the chamber, they put out press about you. So they'll put out an article. You want to get with your local newspaper. And then I know Chicago has a lot of communities and they have their own little hubs. So they have their own little papers. They have their own little local news sources, resources. You want to get in some of those papers and those resources. Because that way, your community, how we build our business starts with the community around us. And most people forget about that because they're so busy trying to gain business that they forget about tying into all of the resources that are around you and use them. So you want to try to get local press. You want to connect with the other businesses in the area. And like I said, if that means holding events together, yeah. If there's any events happening and you want to be part of it, you want to donate, you want to, donate a raffle. It doesn't have to be a lot, but just being part of it is always like a great thing. You can write about, and again, you can also, start to say, okay, pitch ideas. And it can be as small as the library that people know you're there. You want to post cards in the local businesses, whatever. But there's a number of ways, that I'm talking about. But like I said, partnerships, networking, these are all great ways to connect with the resources that are in your community. Attend or host different events. You could run a class. And again, the possibilities are really limitless in the community as far as what you can do. You can run a class. You can say, hey, I'm offering this class at a discount, or say you have a CPR class. You want to say, I want to go to the local library. I want to, give a free class at the library. Anybody that wants to come, that will gain some traction. Or I want to give CPR to the schools. That will gain some traction. because they're like, wow, you're teaching it at the schools. Give me your card. Would you come out to our businesses? And the kids go home talking about it, and the parents want to take it. So it's kind of that word of mouth, letting people know you're there. So there's so much, again, that you can do. The resources that in your neighborhood, advertise locally, offline. If there's cards you want to take out to each business, I still believe in print advertising to an extent. So you have to have some print to give out to people. If it's a business card, if it's a 4x6 card, a 3x5 that you want to pass out, because people still, although everybody, I can go online. A lot of people like to have something in their hand that they can look at, that they don't have to go into their phones to get. So print ads, print cards, some print is great. Try out direct marketing. Direct marketing is a challenge. It always has been since its inception, because when you use direct mail, that is pretty much just mailing out to the masses. You have no control over who's going to use it, who's not, but you're just mailing out to the masses. I mean, you may say, okay, well, I'm going to mail out to 5,000 people in the area. You don't know if they're a customer or not. You don't know if they would use it, if they're going to throw it in the garbage, whatever. So, but the ones that you do hit are good. It's just, you have to make sure you get them. So, direct mail is important, flyers, cards, letters, but it can be a miss sometimes, depending on what you're offering. Other effective ways of promoting your business. We're almost to this, and I'm going to go to Goldman and kind of give you a few minutes of that. So these 3 promotional strategies are last, but definitely not least. Attend trade shows. Trade shows are good. If you can, attend trade shows. If you're targeting a large national audience, this is what you want to do. If you have a product and I got 10,000 of them to sell, or 5,000, go to a trade show. Any of the trade shows can be good, and you can start small and then, gradually increase the shows that you do. But if you're unsure of that show, you want to, try to read how successful it has been in the past, or find someone, if you can, that have done that show, but pick and choose. I would never say go to do all the trade shows. Do the ones that will be most advantageous for your business. And that will require a little resource, because you don't just want to be throwing money out there, just doing an event, and that's not who your audience is. Or the people that will be there don't shop. They just come look. That's not going to benefit you if you're trying to sell product. Run email marketing campaigns. I would for sure say email marketing campaigns are good, even though they can be a nuisance for people. And what that means is you're sending out emails about your business, whether it's a sale, whether it's a new item. We all get junk email. Some good, some we love, some we hate. But I mean, it is effective. So like it or hate it, it's effective. And people do click on it if it piques their interest. They click on it because they want to be informed. We constantly check our email. It offers details that you can't just get in passing. You can target who it is, because again, I'm targeting my email list or somebody who's perhaps interested in my product. You get 30 times average return on investment, because most people are going to click it to find out if it piques their interest. And it's easy and it's flexible. You can always take somebody off. You can always add somebody to your email list, which makes it very easy and simple to use. And this, I think, is very key. Make advocates out of your employees. Good leadership and proper treatment of your employees will naturally turn them into advocates for your business. If people love your product, if they work for you, they love you, they love what you have to offer, they become automatic advocates. Hold brainstorming sessions, because you want to make them feel like they're part of the business. Encourage their, if they find blogs they want to post, that's always good. It makes your job easier. You don't have to find them. Host fireside chats, get them involved in local events, run promotions, particularly family and friends. People love to feel like, oh, I get special, that during our family and friends event, they can get a discounted deal, whatever. But value them and they'll value you and the product and your service. So I always say, make employees your advocates, because they will spread the word when you don't, when you can't be there. They'll work when they don't have to, if they love you, if they love the product. So that's what I say about that. Any questions?
Yes, if you just came in, is there a specific platform for blogging, or can you blog on any mentioned platform?
You can blog on any mentioned platform. For the most part, you can blog on, there's so many out there, but yeah, you can blog almost anywhere now. There's different apps, there's so many, I can't even tell you which one, because you can blog, almost anywhere. That's easy. WordPress, there's so many. You just have to look and see which one is going to be easiest for you and most user-friendly for you. But yeah, blogging is easy.
Great. Next question. How about help with walking us through placing an ad for our business? Is there help available?
Placing an ad on where? That's the thing. Placing an ad for the business.
If Mr. Washington wants to put a follow-up into the chat, that would be great.
Yep.
And then we could try to help you out there.
Okay.
Next question. How do you develop an email list?
Okay. Email list, you can pay for email lists or you can collect them. So again, I mentioned before, if you have events that you do, start collecting email lists. When people come into your place of business, or if you're out anywhere, hey, I can add you to my email list. A lot of times you can give out something small and, hey, can I add you to my email list? Here, take this. People are willing to give an email. Maybe not the one they use every day, but they're willing to give an email if they're going to get something in return. Here, you get 5% off with an email. Even if you did Instagram and say, hey, click here, you get 5% off. If you've ever ordered anything online, they'll say, put your email address in and they'll give you a discount. That's how people start to collect email lists. But also you can buy email lists. The only problem with that is they then become junk, because you don't know what you're getting in the email list. You don't know if all of them are good or bad or whatever, but you can purchase them from different companies and they're not cheap, but you can start collecting your own. But that's why people do it now. When you go into a website, they'll say, put your email address in. We'll give you a discount on your next order. Not on this one, but on your next one. And that's how they get you.
Okay, great. We are part of a chamber of commerce. How can they help us? I asked them for help, but how do they really help joining a chamber?
Wait, they're part of the chamber and they want to know how the chamber can help them?
Yes.
Okay. Reach out to your chamber. And again, all chambers are not the same, but reach out to your chamber and hopefully if they're an active chamber, there's always a resource. My chamber, they're really good. I can pick up the phone and call and they answer. They have events all the time. Like I said, we have a breakfast once a month with 5 other chambers, and we talk about what's going on, but you may want to reach out to them. And again, it depends on how active they are. We have, a wine walk twice a year. We have bike events. We have golf outings. So you want to reach out to them and let them know, hey, I am part of the chamber. How can you help me? Or what resources do you have? So although mine have been very good and I've met with them, they've come to my place of business. They're very hands-on and very good, but all chambers, I understand, are not the same. But at the very least, they can post you in their newsletters, because a lot of them have newsletters. They should. They can post you as the new business of, the month. Like every month we get a listing of the new businesses that have joined the chamber. What else? They have a newsletter they give out every Monday. They send the newsletter out every Monday. So if we have events or anything we wanted to put in, they put it in the newsletter. So there's a number of resources your chamber should have that can help you. If they haven't reached out to you, you should definitely reach out to them, considering you've paid your money.
Okay, great. And then a follow-up to the question regarding the ads. Step-by-step instructions on how to place ads in Facebook, TikTok, 7 other social media, digital media platforms.
Oh, wow. That's a whole webinar.
And just so you know, there was a webinar that BACP hosted regarding placing ads. So you could go on youtube.com/Chicago BACP. But Audria, why don't you just pick one?
Facebook, I guess. Google. I guess Google.
Okay.
Google is easy. Google, if you have a Google business profile, when you go in it, they'll ask you, like if you at any given time, once you set it up, you can go in at any given time and in your Google business profile, and it'll say place an ad, and it'll actually walk you through placing the ad. It'll say, going off memory, it'll ask, do you want to place ads? And then it should give you the rates, because it will ask you usually how far, how long you want to post it for, and all that kind of stuff. It'll ask you some questions, leading questions, and then it should give you a price, because time and frequency determines the price. And then it should give you the, like, how to upload it. It should say upload your ad or whatever it is you want to upload, but it'll walk you through it. It's pretty user friendly for the most part. If you have an ad that you've already created that you want to post, that's good. And then it'll show you how to just upload your link to it. But it's pretty I mean, like I said, it walks you through it. I would also check out the BACP ad on how to place the ads, but it really will. Google will walk you through it when you set up your Google business profile. But that's the first thing, because they'll be happy to have you place an ad on Google. They want you to. Anything else?
If you are an online business, how do you select a chamber of commerce to join?
Oh, because whatever area you live in, still you can do an online business. In fact, like not far from me in my where I live, one guy, he does a t-shirt business, and it's primarily online, and he's part of the chamber, but he's primarily online. So we know he's based here. And if we need something from him, we can go to see him, just because we know he's in the village, he's in our village. But he's part of the chamber, so we know he's here. So he's part of our chamber, because we still do promote him, although he's primarily selling online, and he's selling t-shirts across the country. So wherever your business is going to be located is where I would say that's the chamber you want to join.
Okay, great. Still some questions on email lists and direct mail. Are they expensive, and where do we get the email lists? So a few questions on that.
The email list, you have to go to companies that sell them. Hold on a minute.
So did I miss a free email marketing contact resource list?
No, you did not. Hold on. I'm gonna. Oops. Yeah, because I that's the one I was gonna come back to, I think. Okay, so here's one. It's Exact Data, ExactData, EXACTDATA. And you can look, they sell them. There's a million. Zoom Info. They sell them. The only thing is, I would say building your email list is probably, I think, the best. And the reason why I say that is because if most people sign up, they've had some contact with you. They know they're giving it to you, and they've touched you. When you buy a list, you can buy a list. I mean, and it depends on the business. If it's something that you're like, okay, I'm going to be a broad-based business and I want to, get a list, that's fine. And, it probably will help you. Those people, that's how we get spam emails. However, I just think it's easier if they know you, but it depends on the business. So I will say that. But I just gave you a couple.
Okay, great. We're getting lots of thank yous. Thank you is great. This is great.
Okay, let me see real quick. Let me touch on Goldman Sachs real quick. Go
ahead.
Okay, let's touch on Goldman Sachs really quickly. I'm the outreach director by profession at Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses. So many of you on here are small business owners. I will say that okay, something came up on my screen. Okay. All right. So to give you some information about who we are, Goldman Sachs is one of the largest financial investment companies in the world. In 2020, they announced that they were investing another $250 million into the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses Program. What do? We have a free business education program that is targeted towards small business owners but we have a few qualifications. But we want to help you grow your business. Goldman Sachs did it. They started this 13 years ago, where they invested $500 million into a growth education program targeted to small business owners that will help them grow an already established business. So what does that mean? So again, they invested $500 million initially. In 2020, they put another $250 million into it. We have now over 13,000 small businesses. They initially wanted to help to over 10,000. Now we're at 13,000. So we're a little bit more than 13,000 actually. And this is all throughout the 50 states, Puerto Rico and DC. We have 19 sites across the country that are live sites right now, meaning if Chicago, we have a live site. If you're near a live site, you would actually come into Harold Washington College. There's a 13-week program every Friday, 8:30 to 5:30. And you have your cohort. You're with your cohort for 13 weeks. It's peer-to-peer learning curriculum. It's established by Babson, which is it's like one of the top entrepreneurial, they develop curriculums for businesses, and they're one of the top in the country. That's who Goldman Sachs worked with to create the curriculum that we have. So in the program, you will exit the program upon graduation with a growth plan completed that you can take to a bank. You meet with banks, or business financial institutions while you're in the cohort. So we introduce you to various types of financial institutions, not just the bank, any others that can help you get capital. And everyone, for the most part, comes out with access to capital. We do not give loans. We give you the access and the tools to get them and where to get them. And we have them come in, and they're very supportive of our small business owners because they're in the program. So they help them get the funding. So you will have a dedicated business advisor. You are in contact with your business advisor at a minimum of once a week. So it's not something like we just say this person is yours in name only. This is the person that will work with you throughout your program, and upon even after graduation, you still are connected to them. But again, you come out with a written growth plan. So however you see your business, meaning however you want to grow your business, that's what you will have a plan written to when you exit and graduate the program. The modules that we go that we talk about while you're in the 13 weeks are you and your business, your growth and opportunities, the money metrics. So you will understand, you won't have to necessarily do, but you'll understand your financials and what you need to be asking your accountant for, and how to understand what the financials that your accountant is creating for you, if you have one. You are the leader. It's the people, marketing and selling, operations, being bankable. Like, how do you get financial institutions to lend you money, and you understand what they're looking for and how to get access to capital? The financial clinics, the forecasting, the negotiations, the digital marketing, all of these are captured and reviewed through our 13-week peer-to-peer learning program. We have a 98% graduation rate. So most people that go through the program are serious, and they want to increase their business. 86% of them do business with each other. We have an alumni network. People stay connected. Every event that I do, typically somebody says, I was in cohort, whatever. I was in cohort 2, 15, whatever. We are now taking applications for cohort 37. So that's how many cohorts we've had. We've had 37 of these 13-week peer-to-peer programs. 47% create new jobs within 6 months, and 67% increase their revenue in 6 months. But the biggest thing is the networking opportunities are amazing. We have over 1,000 in the Chicagoland area. And like I said, we're now over 13,000 nationwide that have gone through our program. After the program, we have the alumni network. So we don't just leave you after the program, you're still networking with alumni. The Voices program is, we have for the business owners that have, they want to make changes to legislation that positively impact their businesses. We have an office in DC, so that works with the legislators based on the small businesses behalf. The fellows program is where we have, say for instance, you are a graduate of the program, and now I want to intern people who are interested in my business. The Goldman Sachs Foundation, we pay for your interns to come in and help you. So you're training them, we pay their salary, and you get the help. So that's the fellows program. That's still in the beta testing process right now, but that is one of the new components of the 10KSB program. And then the summit, we had a summit in 2022 that it was free. We flew, Goldman Sachs paid for all of the alumni that wanted to go to DC for 4 days, I think it was. And there were over 2,500 alumni that went to the summit. And some of the speakers were Ryan Reynolds, Gwyneth Paltrow, George W. Bush. They flew all these celebrities there to speak that had businesses. The owner of what's the shapewear? Spanx. Like I said, there's just a ton of celebrities and business owners and politicians that they gathered together to work with and speak and be there at the summit. So that's usually every 2 years, I think it is. So what are the qualifications? It's a wonderful program. What are the qualifications? You have to be the owner or co-owner. You have to have been in business a minimum of 2 years. You have to have annual revenue of $75,000 for last year. If you had it for a minimum of $75,000 or more, that's great. If you have questions, you can always email me about it. But anyway, the revenue goes from $75,000 to probably $8 million in revenue that the business owners have that are in our program. You have to have 2 full-time employees. You can count yourself as an employee, a full-time employee. The other thing, when it's 2 full-time employees, you can say, I'm an employee. So you can count yourself as the owner, a full-time employee, that's 1. If you have 2 part-timers, they can be considered, 2 part-timers equate to a full-timer. So that would give you your 2 full-timers. But if you have any questions, you can always let me know and ask me before you apply. Desire to grow and create jobs. But the 4 basic at the top, owner, co-owner, 2 years in business, revenue of $75,000 or more, and 2 full-time employees. Those are the requirements for our program, but it is free. It is a live cohort. You meet every Friday at Harold Washington College when it starts. The next one starts January and it goes through April. Okay. So the winter cohort, again, January through April. The deadline to apply is the first week of October. You can always contact me if you have questions. I would encourage you, ask me before you apply. Because if you apply, you don't meet the qualifications, the system is going to reject your application. If you have any questions that you were close or whatever, you can always email me. You can always call me, and I can kind of give you some pointers of how to steer you in this whole process. Okay. And when you fill out your application, you can hit the reference you want a BACP webinar, just hit BACP. And you can apply at 10ksb.com. And here's my information.
Great. Thank you so much, Audria. I think we do not have any more questions. Want to thank you for how to sign up for Goldman Sachs. That was the one. For you
I'm trying to get it all in really quick.
So I want to thank you as always for such a great presentation. I want to wish everyone a safe, happy, and healthy weekend. And this will be posted on youtube.com/Chicago BACP. Again, hope everyone has a great weekend. Thank you.
Okay, sorry, really quick. Hawkins at ccc.edu. So Hawkins at ccc.edu if you need to email me.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.
Thanks. Bye-bye.